Just put a note at the bottom in that video, letting people know. All right, guys, we'll try that again. Small technical hitch. It turns out there I hadn't actually shared the screen, so people couldn't see what I was talking about. We'll start again from the top. Thank you for being here. It's a pleasure to have anybody here that's actually here in real time. For those guys that haven't made it, we're watching this video back. We are very much looking for you to share your comments, share your views, share your ideas around these features when we talk about them. And we will revisit this Facebook page and answer any questions that are left or follow up any comments. So please do feel free to leave the comments in the video section. We're working today on the beta site, as you can see. So it says beta.teamkinetic.co.uk. I'm sorry for those people that just had to listen to all this, but I'm just going to quickly recap it. We really want you to go and visit this beta site before we go live with the new version. Okay. The new version of the site will be landing on the 5th of November. And we want to make sure all our users are a little bit experienced and see some of the significant changes that are coming in this next update. So please do go and visit the beta site, beta.teamkinetic.co.uk. Now, once you're at the beta site, you can log in using your normal admin credentials. So that's the same admin username and password that you use to access your own site. Now, once you've logged into the site, it is worth knowing that the data in here will be visible by other people that are logging into the site, and we have all our admins from all our different organizations that we work with potentially accessing this site. So make sure you're not using any of your own personal data, okay? Because it will sit in here for a little while and people may be able to see it. So, yeah, you know, if you're going to test it with some made up stuff. Now, the idea of today is we're going to cover customizing emails. This is a feature that's been available in TeamKinetic for a couple of updates now, but this latest iteration of it, this latest version of it, is our sort of biggest expansion of this feature since we started. We're very keen that you as our customers get to apply your own style, your own voice to the system, your own branding, and the sense that the system very much belongs to you and your volunteers are talking to you, not necessarily talking to us. So a big part of that is how your automated comms that go out from the system look and feel to the volunteers, the providers, and various other people when they receive them. So what we're going to do, we're on the admin dashboard here, as you can see, and over at the top right, we've now moved the menu that used to be up here, now lives over here in this little cog. Okay, so I'm going to click on my little settings cog here, and this menu's changed a little bit since it was over on the other side of the page, and we've got that customize emails are in that menu there. So we're going to go and hit customize emails. Now, what you've got is a much larger list of emails that are customizable than was available before. You've got the name of the actual email itself, and there's to some extent there's an element of description in that name. Then you've got the subject matter that's in the email's being sent out from, so you can see that there. You've got what we consider to be the category of this type of email, so what part of the site it's from, and then the target audience that will be receiving this email. And then at the end of that, you have an edit function. And you'll notice there's 36 of these emails now. So it's not a small job to go through these emails and have a look at them and see what you're sending out to your various volunteers and your admin users and your providers. But it is worth doing this to make sure you understand what the system does send. We'll start with this top one here, this new chat room message. I'm going to go and edit this message here on the right hand side. Now, I'm able to change the subject line if I wish. I can add new text to make this message more appropriate for my particular audience. I can add a new sentence in here, for example. So I'm just going to put in here, test this out. And I can also embed elements that are pre-created in the system itself. Now, in this particular email, the two elements I can embed is the opportunity name and the link back to this chat. So I'm just going to hit chat link, and you'll automatically see that chat link will appear. And what it basically does, it pulls what is a complex long string of data and puts it directly into the email as a link that the volunteer will be able to hit on. Okay, And when that email is sent, in this case, when a new chat room message is sent to an individual, this is what they'll receive, and there may be an embedded link back to that chat if they want to in the sentence. Okay. Now I'm just going to delete that out because we don't really want that in there. If I do make a bit of a mess, a bit of a hash of stuff, I can always hit the reset button, which brings that email back to exactly how it started. Okay, so you don't have to worry about messing around and messing these things up. You've got a bit of ability in there to go back and reset. You'll notice as well that this message window is what we call a WYSIWYG, which is what you see, what you get editor. Okay, and it gives you some basic tools to be able to add some formatting to your emails. So you can add some bold, some italic, you can underline, or you can remove formatting off a particular piece of text if you want to. You can add hyperlinks to other sites or other things that you link to, or other pages that you may want people to go to, and you can change the text formatting to these different settings here. Okay, so it's not a fully customized, it's not Word, but it gives you some basic ability to add some formatting to your emails. If we come down to the bottom of this email, now this is a new feature, and it's quite a cool feature, we think. You can now add attachments to your automated comms. So maybe not for the chat room one, but if we go and look at where is the one I was looking for? Volunteer application approved, for example. You may have a particular bit of paperwork that you want a volunteer to receive when they're approved onto an opportunity. And you can hit that upload button and you can upload a new file, or you can use one of the existing attachments you've already created. You upload a new file, you choose a file, and away you go. Okay. So you can upload a new attachment and it would appear in there, and you can select that attachment, or you can pick you can delete these attachments if you don't want to use these ones. I'm going to go to that one there. Oh. And what you can do is you can add these attachments to your emails. Just go back to the custom emails button there. Now, one of the things that you can use these for is if you have a particular piece of paperwork that needs to be followed up with a opportunity, maybe a sign-up process, it may be an application form. There's a whole range of ways that you may decide you want to attach additional documents to the automated emails that get sent out from the system. But it is worth bearing in mind that these documents will get sent out every time that action is taken in the system. So if it's something you want to use for a one-off, that may not be the best way to do it. Okay, just worth having a think about that. Now, one of the things it's worth having a look at here is we write these particular messages very much with sort of the breadth of all our customers in mind. But that doesn't necessarily mean that some of these emails are best formatted for some of your very specific requirements. Some of the classic examples are the age verification email here. Now, the age verification email that we have is quite generic around what we're asking, and it's quite specific. It's quite operational in the sense of these are the things we need the person to do. The way you could use this more effectively, for example, might be to list in here the risks and appropriate action you would expect a parent or guardian to take when they find out their young person is volunteering, so know where they are in an evening, making sure they're going to be picked up safe, making sure you know who they're volunteering for and when they're volunteering for them, when you should expect them home. This kind of additional information is perfect to go in this email when you're asking for the age verification. So it would be really useful for you to have a look at each of these emails and decide if you are using them in the most effective way. And that not just using the most effective way, that you're also using them in a way that replicates the tone and voice of your organization, so they are appropriate to your audience. One of the other ones that that I think is worth a look at is your opportunity being authorized, which is up here. Which one is it here? Opportunity cleared. That's the one. So let's go and edit that one there. Right now, it says that is now cleared and matching volunteers can view and join your opportunity. Thank you for adding the opportunity. But you may decide you want to add extra stuff in here, like when your volunteers start to apply, make sure you give them a call. you can prompt your providers to make sure they behave as you want them to when volunteers start applying. So you can go through these emails and go beyond just the minimal operational elements that we need to start to support your volunteers, your providers, and your various users more effectively through the comms that you're going to send through the system. We have to keep it quite basic because we're focusing very much on how the system operates. But you have an opportunity now with this ability to edit these emails to offer more instruction and more direction to your various users. So it is very much worth having a look at these emails and seeing what you can do with them. If anyone does have any questions, we will be revisiting this video over the next week and we'll be catching up with them. You can always add them as support tickets, or you can always get in contact with us via our website at the contact us form or the chat function on the TeamKinetic website. We always love to hear your ideas. We're getting closer and closer to this launch date on November the 5th. So please do visit the beta site, have a look, tell us what you think about it, tell us if there's any problems, tell us if you spot any bugs, tell us if you like it. We always like to know if you like it as well. And we'll catch up with you next week. Next week's session, I'm trying to remember what next week's session is. You remember what next week's session is, Steve? Next week's session is, one second, getting the most out of the new application process. So it's quite a big session, that one next week. There's quite a lot in that one. Steve will be leading that one with you. I'm sure everyone will benefit from having a bit of understanding of all the extra features that are now in that application process. And in the meantime, if there's any other questions, you know where we are. Drop us a line and we'll look forward to hearing from you. Thanks a lot. Bye.